So how long have you been selling real estate?
7 years.
7 years.
Yes.
Okay. So you're kind of a baby.
Yeah. I'm right. When you look at the grand scheme of things, for sure. I mean, because especially in my office, I'm surrounded by veterans. Like they've got 20, 30 years on me.
Yeah, totally.
Which is great too. But yeah, I definitely feel like I'm like a newborn in the business.
You know, it's interesting though, because I do talk to a lot of top producers in these chairs, and everybody comes in at a different point. Mm-hmm. You came in, it was not a crazy market.
No.
Definitely not. It wasn't a seller's market. It was a little more balanced at that point.
It was.
So tell me about that startup. How did things start for you?
Okay. So the reason why I got my license, I tell this story, is because I really wanted to shut my mom up, because she was a real estate agent before me. But much of your like stay-at-home mom real estate agent, right? Like she was like, oh, I'll sell to friends and family, wanted to be active, went to the meetings. But I think especially in high school, she's like, you should do this. You need to do this. I'm like, Mom, that's so far from what I want to do. I had no idea what I wanted to do. Yeah. So when I went to college for my bachelor's, she was still hounding it. So I was like, you know what? Let me just get my license just to make her happy. Who does that? But I did. I was like, okay, I'm going to get my license. And then I was in a position, once I got my license and graduated, I got my bachelor's in human resource management. I was like, well, what do I want to do? Almost went to law school, but I knew I had my real estate license. So I was like, okay, let me just try this out. So I got my first clients at an open house. Mind you, it was like 20 open houses in, and I finally got my first client. Very balanced market I was in. So I got those buyers. I showed them one house. They loved it. Wrote an offer. This has never happened again, mind you. But of course, my first transaction. Yeah. I was like, this is great. But that moment, I gave them the keys. That moment of just like pure joy, being a part of that just did it for me. Yeah. So I left in my 2011 Jetta, because I drove that for many years too, but 2011 Jetta, and I'm just crying. And I was so happy to be a part of that moment. And then from there, I'm like, you know what? Forget the bachelor's degree. I'm just going to go into real estate. My mom was right. And so never looked back after that.
I mean, that's very cool. It's funny. You said you almost went to law school. I was similarly, I was like, I'll go to law school. My brother, who's a lawyer, was like, don't do it. Whatever you do, don't do it.
Do not go into law.
Yeah. Okay. So that first buyer was an open house contact.
Yep. Open house contact.
Great.
Yes. It took me a while, though. I think with anybody, with anything new, lacking the confidence maybe, being able to approach someone. I'm blessed to have always been able to talk to basically anyone, but still it's a little different when you're almost selling yourself, So luckily with great partnerships, great mentorship, everything. And my mom too, like having her as a support system in the background was awesome to lean on. Like, yes, I might be 2 months into my license, but she's got 10 years, so that was helpful.